Do you think can one coin make a person rich? Well, what happens if you add another, and still another? At some point, we have to admit that no one can be rich unless one coin can make us so. Similarly, we can say the same about atomic habits. Can one tiny change transform your life? What if you add another, and still another? At some point, we have to admit that we are transformed by every small change. In the beginning, small improvements may often seem to be worthless, just as one coin won't make you rich, or one positive change is unlikely to deliver a noticeable difference. But when you continue layering small changes on top of another, I am pretty sure it can scale up your life and start to move. Eventually, when you stick to it, you will hit the tipping point. That's the power of atomic habits. Tiny change, remarkable results. Hey there, welcome back. You are with me on Be a Moon, Not a Star. Today I am going to share with you the 4 laws of behavior change from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. Number 1. Make it obvious. One of my friends recently bought a condo in the Oakland community. It's a newly built community that offers a plethora of amenities like clubhouse, golf court, swimming pool, and so forth. After a few months of stay, he realized he pays more electric bill each time. It turns into a big concern when he found that a few of his neighbors pay 30% less than what he pays, despite the homes being similar size and getting electricity for the same price. All the 270 units in the community are nearly identical, except the one feature. That's where the electric meter comes in place. Some have the electric meter in the basement and others have it in the main hallway. You guessed it. The homes with the meter placed in the main hallway used less electricity, as it is not hard to track the usage. It's easy to consume less electricity when the meter is placed in a visible place or make it obvious. I can throw up a couple more instances. I used to buy apples and oranges and put them in the crisper at the bottom of the refrigerator and forget all about them. By the time I remember, those fruits would have gone bad. I never see them, thus I never have them. Eventually, I made it obvious. I bought a large display bowl and put all those fresh, colorful fruits into that and placed it on the dining table. Those colorful fruits grabbed my attention. Like a magic, I began eating a few fruits each day. It's easy to grab a fruit with your meal when you make it obvious. Likewise, I fill up a few bottles of water each morning and place them in and around the house. Well, that helped me with my dehydration. I started consuming more water because it was obvious. Number 2, make it attractive. The more attractive an opportunity is, the more likely it to become habit forming. For instance, an electrical engineering student in India enjoyed watching Netflix, but he also knows that he should be exercising more often than he does. Putting his engineering skill to use, he hacked his stationary bike and connected it to his laptop and television. Then he wrote a computer program that would allow Netflix to run only if he was cycling at a certain speed. When he slowed down for too long, the show he was watching would pass until he started pedaling again. He was using temptation bundling to make his exercise habit more attractive. Temptation bundling works by linking an action you want to do with an action you need to do. In this case, he bundled watching Netflix as the thing he wanted to do with riding a stationary bike a thing he needed to do. Number 3, make it easy. When you start a new habit, it's important to make your habit easy. Most of us have heard the saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Instead, I would say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a baby step. I emphasize this because many of us are attempting to take a great leap forward instead of starting with baby steps. A colleague of mine looked completely out of shape. When he decided to shed 20 pounds, he spent 3 hours working out in the morning, 2 miles of jog in the evening. Also started following healthy diet. He continued doing this for 2 weeks and hoping that he would lose a few pounds. But later, the pain, boredom, and hunger began to wear away his willpower and determination. By the 3rd week, his old habit of binge eating and watching television rather than exercise took him back in control. If you have experienced the same, then I would highly recommend you to follow the 3rd law of behavior change, make it easy. When you start a new habit, just try less than few minutes each day. In other words, make it easy to start and rest will follow. I would say running a marathon is very hard. Running a 5K is hard. Jogging for 15 minutes is moderately difficult. Walking 1,000 steps each day is easy. And putting on your running shoes is very easy. The point here is your goal might be to run a marathon, but your starting habit is to put on your running shoes. A new habit to adapt should never feel like a challenge. The action that follows can be challenging, but the first few minutes should always be easy. Make it easy. Number 4, make it satisfying. We are more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. When I adopted a new habit of waking up early in the morning, I've created a tracker like this to track my performance. As soon as I wake up early in the morning, I cross off the tracker. As days rolled by, this became a record of my habit tracker. Trust me, one of the most satisfying feelings is seeing you making progress. Recording my last action created a trigger that helped me to initiate my next one. Tracking my habit naturally builds a series of visual cues like the mark X on the tracker. Whenever I look at my habit tracker to see my progress, I feel motivated effortlessly to act again. To be honest with you, I have been using a habit tracker for the last couple of years to stick with my habit of waking up early in the morning. I now became an early riser. The most crucial benefit of all is to track your own form of reward. It feels satisfactory to watch your results grow. When it feels satisfied, you are more likely to repeat a behavior. We want to push our good habits toward making them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Sometimes a habit will be hard to remember. You will need to make it obvious. Other times, you won't feel like starting. You will need to make it attractive. In other cases, you may find a habit will be too difficult. You will need to make it easy. And sometimes, you won't feel like sticking to it. You will need to make it satisfying. This is a continuous process. There is no finish line or permanent solution. Whenever you are looking to improve, you can rotate through the 4 laws of behavior change. Always looking for the next way to get 1% better. The secret to getting a better result is to never stop improving. It's remarkable what you can build if you just don't stop. Small habits don't add up, they compound. That's the power of atomic habits. Tiny change, remarkable results. Hope you guys find this video helpful to stick around with your healthy habits. As always, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you there in another video 2 weeks from now. Until then, I am Prakash, signing off.